But don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again.
You don't turn your back on family, even when they do.
Ah yes, family. These are some of the best and famous quotes regarding family which have not obviously registered to the character who I will discuss today. Greetings of peace, people. This is yours truly, Bionic Handsome Francis Coleman, and today I would like to discuss with you one of the most shocking moments in the history of the Suikoden series, and that is the betrayal of Sialeeds during the Queen's campaign in Suikoden 5. As I will discuss some moments in the Suikoden series, I would like to give a spoiler alert to those who have not played this amazing series. The Suikoden games have always been promoted as games that depict tales of war, friendship, and betrayal, and the betrayals in every game had surely left a mark on the fans of the series. In Suikoden 1, Sanchez betrayed the Liberation Army, and his betrayal caused the deaths of Odessa Silverbird and Matthew Silverbird. However, for me, the true betrayal was Emperor Barbarossa's betrayal to his Scarlet Moon Empire when he let Windy destroy it because of the petty reason that Windy resembled his slave wife Claudia. In Suikoden 2, Joey Atreides betrayed Ryu when he assassinated Mayor Annabelle of Muse and became an officer of the Highland Kingdom. In Suikoden 3, Luke betrayed humanity when he orchestrated the events which ultimately became the Second Firebringer War. And in Suikoden 4, Snow betrayed Laszlo out of pure jealousy. All of these betrayals were upsetting, but it does not compare with the level of disappointment that I felt when Sialeeds betrayed Prince Frey during Queen's campaign in Suikoden 5. Just a refresher, this was Sialeeds' betrayal during the Queen's campaign in Suikoden 5.
Leon!
Stop!
Lady Sialeeds?
Galleon, you're better at patching people up than some doctors, right? Please take a look at Leon's wounds, quickly.
But, Your Highness,
Galleon, now!
Yes, Your Highness.
Let me go at Sialeeds! Leon
This wasn't part of the plan, Dolph.
Injuring one of them will make it less likely that we'll be pursued.
That doesn't justify your actions.
It's Sialeeds!
I'm sorry, Lim, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to take you back. Back to Sol Helena.
What did you say?
Lady Sialeeds!
You've got to be joking!
I don't know. You wouldn't understand, and you don't need to know my reasons anyway.
Princess!
Don't move!
Beatrice! Leon! Princess! Princess! Leon! Brother!
As we have seen, Sialeeds was the one responsible for Prince Frey's failed rescue of his sister Queen Limslea. Moreover, the betrayal caused Leon to be greatly injured. Now, before I proceed in talking about Sialeeds' motivation when she betrayed Prince Frey, let me discuss the consequences of her betrayal. Number 1. The Falinan Civil War continued. Number 2. In the event you fail to gather all 108 Stars of Destiny characters, Leon dies because of her injuries. Number 3. The citizens of Durat Fortress were massacred by Childrich during the Godwin's counterattack. Number 4, the citizens of Solpalina were forced to defend Solpalina and died as a result when the Prince Army liberated Solpalina. And number 5, of course, Sialeeds' death. Now that we have seen the consequences of the betrayal of Sialeeds, let's now discuss her motivations to betray her nephew during the Queen's campaign. Number 1, prolonging the civil war. It was revealed during the game that Sialeeds wanted to rid Palina of the Senate aristocrats, which were already influenced by the Godwin and the Varos faction. By prolonging the war, Sialeeds ensured that the resources of the Godwins would be depleted and that Marskal Godwin and Giselle Godwin would meet their end during the war. Number 2, revenge for Queen Arshtat. It was established during the game that it was the Varos faction that stole the Dawn Rune, which led to Queen Arshtat wearing the Sun Rune to protect it from being stolen. Sialeeds had to see her sister gradually lose her mind because of the Sun Rune's power, which ultimately led her to killing her husband Ferid, and her death when George Prime stopped her from destroying Palina. That is why Sialeeds had a grudge with Salom Barrows, and she killed him while she was a member of Godwin faction. That is to spare the prince the responsibility of executing Salom Barrows.
Did you really think I was going to forgive you?
And number 3, Sialeeds wanted to break the dam in Solpalina to prevent the Godwins from drowning the prince's navy. During the Solpalina liberation, it was revealed through Lucretia Merces that Sialeeds wanted to destroy the dam of Solpalina in advance using the Twilight Rune in order for the Godwins not to use it to flood the naval forces of the prince using the Sun Rune. Sialeeds knew that it was just a matter of time when the prince's army will liberate Solpalina and that the Godwins will destroy them by unleashing the dam. Now, with those motivations having been discussed, it would appear that Sialeeds succeeded in her fulfilling her vision of the Queendom of Palina as the Godwins and the Barrows were out of power, and Giselle Godwin confirmed this when he talked to Limslea before dying. Now, the question that needs to be answered is, was Sialeeds' betrayal necessary in order to achieve her vision of ridding Palina of the aristocracy? And my answer is a resounding no, because of the following factors. Number 1, Lucretia Merces. Sialeeds wanted to do it her own way, but I truly believe that Lucretia Merces had a plan of her own in ridding Palina of the aristocracy, because they have already the just causes to convict both Godwins and Barrows of rebellion. The Godwins have operated with a semblance of legitimacy because of the presence of the Queen by their side and the recognition of the foreign nations. If Limslea were to be rescued by the Prince's army and she makes it clear that the Godwins stage a coup d'etat, the Godwins will no longer have legitimacy on their side and they will be forced out of Solpalina or face the wrath of the entire Palinan people even though they have control of the Sun Rune. Lucretia Merces would have executed that plan to perfection had Sialeeds discussed her vision of Palina with her. Due to this, I believe hatred for Salom Barrows was really the determining factor for Sialeeds to proceed with her pact. Number 2, the representative parliament will still have been established after the Queen's campaign. At the point of the Queen's campaign, the prince already had the support of Raplit, Lord Lake, Sable, Lelkar, Estris, Beaver Lodge, the dwarves, and half of the Duret citizens. Hence, they can work on establishing a new Queendom of Palina that is more inclusive of its citizens and not to the whims of powerful aristocrats. Moreover, I believe that there will be no outcry for the forgiveness of the Godwins and Barrows factions, as both these factions contributed to the needless deaths of Palinan citizens as well as Queen Arshtat's death. Hence, Queen Slimslea, Prince Prey, and their followers already had hot enough momentum to initiate the new government that was the product of the Civil War. Number 3, Marshal Godwin would not have used the Sun Rune to destroy the Kingdom of Palina. As stated earlier, the Godwins needed the presence of Limslea to legitimize their rule of Palina. If Limslea was rescued by the Prince Army, the Godwins would have been forced to vacate Sol Palina as they will be prosecuted for rebellion. It must be emphasized that during this time, the Godwins have not learned to use the Sun Rune yet. And even if they do have the knowledge, they will not risk using it on Palinan citizens, as they will be the scorn of Palinan history and they will be branded as genocidal dictators by other nations. Moreover, Marshal Godwin loved the Kingdom of Palina on his own way. Hence, there's no danger that the Godwins will use the Sun Rune. My guess is that the Godwins will have negotiated to save their necks by agreeing to the creation of the new form of representative parliament for as long as Stormfist be adequately represented. I think Barrows would also agree to the proposition as long as they could save their necks, and Renewal will be given a representative in the new parliament. Moreover, Marshal Godwin, Giselle Godwin, Salom Barrows, and Yoram Barrows would have been banished from the kingdom if not executed. So basically, if the writers of Suikoden 5 would want the outcome of the Civil War to result in a new government, it could have happened without the betrayal of Sialeeds. Overall, I believe that Sialeeds' betrayal was an unnecessary plot by the writers of Suikoden 5. And I think they also know it. That's why during the Battle of Stormfist, they included George Prime asking Sialeeds that she did really have to do this. And the reason I discussed this is that I had hoped that there had been an alternate ending in which Sialeeds would have been alive to guide her niece and nephew during the Kingdom of Palina as Queen and Commander of the Queen's Knights respectively. Lastly, another dismaying aspect about Sialeeds' unnecessary betrayal was the fact that Kyle knew about it as he told Prince after Sialeeds' death. This was my reaction when I learned that Sialeeds informed Kyle of her intention.
Celebration. When I saw that, all I could think of was you.
Kyle discussed it with Sialeeds in Sialeeds' room in Sarah's Lake ruins. The question that should be asked are, why didn't Kyle report it to the prince? What was the offer of Sialeeds that made Kyle shut his mouth regarding the matter? I think this was it, folks.
How about one of your world's famous massages?
You mean a sensual massage? Right then. Okay, here we go. Yes, yes.
Oh, wait a minute. Something's itching me. That's better.
Crikey.
Finally, I would imagine that Prince Prey would react to Kyle this way.
You fucking.
In view of the foregoing discussion, folks, I believe that the plot of Sialeeds' betrayal was unnecessary for the story, and it would have made sense for the Godwins to just seek the help of the new Armes Kingdom in rescuing the Queen to what they call the rebel forces. How about you guys? What do you feel about Sialeeds' betrayal? I invite you to comment down in the comment section your thoughts on the matter. And if you like this game analysis, Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, Bionic Anseng, and hit that notification bell so you will be updated on my latest gameplay uploads, game analysis, trailer reaction, and live streaming. Thank you everyone, God bless you all, and stay safe out there.